Hello. Oh, wait.
Ha! You forgot.
Welcome to
No.
another episode of the Two Idiot Gamers podcast. Ignore the stuff on the screen.
Don't worry, we are doing Mean Girls again. We're going to be discussing Mean Girls and all the meanings of Lindsay Lohan being a hater in high school.
It made me realize that the last thing podcast related that we did was the watch along. That's why this stuff was still on the
I
stream
mean,
or on my
first
OBS.
podcast of 2025. We're off to the correct start of why is it scuffed? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But how are you doing, man?
I'm as tired as you can be after Christmas and dealing with lots of family stuff and then drama and then family drama because families like to have drama for um reasons.
Yeah. That's why normally I don't like hanging out with family because they're always asking me questions and saying shit and I saw a comic that really made me relate. it was um it was like a girl. She was like gaming in her room and stuff, right? And she was like talking about how when like family comes over, she wants to spend time with them, but she likes spending time by herself, and the efforts that she does make to like go out and like basically mingle with like the family, it's always like, oh look who came out of their cave, decided to
Like
finally join us, like shit like that.
that's always irritating.
Yeah, and it's just like, why do I even try if you're just gonna be like an asshole about it?
They're just going to be condescending, and you're like, you know what? I'll go back into my cave and ignore you people.
Yeah.
At least my cave's peaceful and nobody shouts about dumb shit.
Yeah, but you get used to it after a while, and over time you just like stop hanging out with family, and then they ask like, oh, where was so and so, and I'm
You're
like,
like, who cares?
maybe if you weren't such assholes, then maybe I'd want to spend time with you guys.
Yeah,
Obviously, not every family is like that, but if you're listening to this and you have people that like hang out in the room a lot and they finally come out, don't be like assholes about it.
I mean, I get it that some people try and be teasing about it, so they try and make a joke out of it because they miss this person. But then, not everyone takes it as a joke.
Yeah. Like I was in a Discord call with some people, and we were like hanging out and stuff. I think we were watching a movie. And I found like someone mentioned like, oh, I was that I was in the call, but I had myself muted because I was working and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went to like say hi and stuff, and someone else in the call like, oh, Chris is here, and I'm like, oh. And then I talk after like a little bit, and they said the same thing. And it's like, okay,
Huh.
oh, Chris, you're here. Like you can't like.
I mean, to be fair, maybe they forgot you were there because you were quiet the whole time, and they were like
I mean, it
discussing
shows
stuff.
me in Discord.
It depends. If they were like gaming, it's possible they didn't see that you're in Discord because they're playing games. Because like you don't check your Discord constantly when you're playing games and you're in Discord. You're like in the game, you're
Yeah,
vibing with the game, you know.
but
So
still, it just like it rubs me like the wrong way. It gives me like the same feeling like we were talking about with, oh look who finally came out of their cave, and like, what do I even make the effort of talking if I'm just gonna be
I mean that's
just be
fair. It's
met with
like
that?
just be met with like sarcasm the whole time, or
It's
like
like
just
if
weird
me,
condescension.
you, Lyle, and then Rye were like in like playing or watching something, and like you talked after a while, and I was like, oh, AC, you were here? I didn't even notice, and like.
I mean, to be fair, if I was quiet, you would be surprised that I was suddenly quiet.
Yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I
No, I
make
know
you
what
feel
you're
like
trying to
shit.
say,
Yeah.
but like with me in particular, you'd be like, "What? What? You were here? Since when are you fucking quiet? What the fuck?"
Yeah. Just don't be
So,
assholes. Just don't be assholes, please.
yeah,
You're just gonna further make the people that want to hang out with you not want to hang out with you.
I, I, it's correct.
But what was your week like, AC? What did you get up to?
Well, we got harassed by a random BMW. Then we got
Where you got harassed by a BMW?
So
What do you mean by that?
yesterday morning, um, there was a BMW that came to our gate and started hooting loudly as it could, to the point of it woke up our neighbors, and it woke on both sides of our house, and we ended up having to call the cops to make them go away because they were trying to. I think they were trying to reach my brother, but ironically, in all of this, the only person who didn't get woken up was my brother. The one person they were trying to reach did not get woken up, but everyone around them did, and I'm like, Jesus, what a fucking asshole.
Dude,
But
it's like
yeah,
this over here too. Like every once in a while, there'd be like someone driving and they just like rev their engine super fucking loud, and it just
yeah. Okay, but keep in mind this: they started doing this at 4 a.m. and they were still
yeah.
here till about 6 a.m. and they'd been hooting the entire time.
Did someone tell them to stop?
Yeah, they didn't.
Uh,
It was fun.
to be fair, if something like that happened here and like someone went out to tell them to stop, I'd fully expect them to get shot like immediately because
Yeah,
that's how it is in Texas.
that's why I'm like, you just call the cops and they get moved along because they're like, mostly so you don't get shot. It's not necessarily for like, because you're just like, I don't feel like dealing with this shit today. And there's
Yeah.
also a chance that in South Africa because we suspect the guy was a drug dealer with how quickly he bailed when the cops arrived.
Mm.
And my brother has a habit.
So,
So,
what else have you been up to? You still playing Like a Dragon?
yep. Although I haven't finished it yet because I'm body. Oh, and I also did two 12-hour streams this week, which were exhausting. I spent the next 2 days sleeping and recovering from those. So that was fun.
You said that like with a question mark.
Like I did that on purpose because it was exhausting. So, but like the end of it, I was like, I'm dead.
What did you end up doing during it?
I played a bunch of games. It ended up being like mostly Assassin's Creed because I'd like got it for Christmas and I was like, I want to play this because it's fun. So I played that and I played Shadow of Mordor, which Lindy got me for Christmas. So I was
Hmm.
like playing my Christmas games because they were fun, and I played them a lot. And I played some Fortnite with Lyle, Saber, and Oxy.
Hmm.
We were a, a, a team of absolute buffoons.
I'd imagine. Did you
It
win
was
any
very
games in
fun.
Fortnite?
We won like two.
Oh,
We
that's
won like
good.
two. We got like top. We managed to consistently get at least top 10, but like we only straight up won once. We're like, yay!
That's
We
good.
won. We won the one time. We were genuinely surprised that we won. We're like, oh, we won! Holy shit! That's a miracle.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever I like played Fortnite, like way back when, I was like really bad at it, and I almost like never got any wins. I don't know what it is about Fortnite, but it's like super like rough to get kills, at least for me.
It was never that rough. I found getting kills to be the easy part. The hard part was just like not getting sniped from like the other side of the map and massacred.
Oh yeah.
But it was fun.
How was Shadow of Mordor?
That was super fun as well. I enjoyed I enjoyed the fighting system. It was a really good fighting system.
Yeah.
I want to stream it again, but I want to finish the two Assassin's Creed games I have, and then I also want to get into playing stuff like I want to finish Like a Dragon, and then I want to get into Gaiden and stuff, but I haven't quite got there yet. I'm almost there. I'm like really not far off from doing it, but like still at the beginning of the whole
What part are
thing.
you in Like a Dragon?
Fighting Kiryu, but I'm like underpowered, so I'm leveling
Oh,
up.
okay. So the last time we talked, you haven't done any like grinding or anything?
No, I haven't played it since the last time we talked because I've been busy with like Christmas stuff and so on. You know.
Yeah. Ha- since you're like a big Lord of the Ring fan, how are you liking like Shadow of Mordor, like story wise?
I've enjoyed it because it fits within the lore. Like the things that the characters can do are actually actively like lore accurate, which is astounding for a game where even though the abilities feel like completely mental and powerful, like overpowered, they're kind of not with how some of the stuff works within universe where they've got like Morgoth, who's a fucking planet destroying beast.
Yeah,
She just kind
dude.
of like,
When I first played it, I really liked
oh,
Celebrimbor.
oh yeah, it's Celebrimbor, and then he's Rings of Power ruined him because he's not as cool. He's like weird and spends more time. I don't know. There's something weird about Rings of Power when you compare it to even just like the storytelling and vibe of um, Shadow of Mordor. You kind of sit there and be like, it's a bit weird. The other game I've been playing was another thing Lindy got me for Christmas, which was Spore, which is fun and deranged and dumb.
I mean,
She
yes,
also
you made like an alien that's like just a dick or something.
no, I made like a four-armed weird creature thing.
Ah, okay.
I
Yeah,
tried to make a weird creature, but not like not something that's seriously lowbrow. It's just something that's kind of dumb looking. And when I got to space stage, I gave it four arms because I was like, four arms are cool. Who doesn't want four arms? Know what I mean?
yeah. I don't think I've ever actually played Spore.
It's fun. It's also tiny. It's one of those. It was so weird to install and be like, this is only 3 gigs. What the fuck?
Really? How big is the like? Because I know it starts like with the cells, and then you make like you start like a tribe, and then eventually you go into like space and stuff. But
Yeah,
it's,
but it was like
it's,
3 gigs for the whole
yeah,
game.
it's really surprising.
Well, for base game, it was 3 gigs.
For me, hold on, let me. I have to see what I've been playing actually. I gotta look at my Twitch, my Twitch, last couple streams. Let's see.
Haven't you been
Um,
mostly playing like Indiana Jones?
yeah, the last time I played Indiana Jones, was the 18th of December.
Oh
That's when I
damn!
finished it, and I think we talked about it last podcast.
No,
But if
last
we,
podcast we talked about Primarchs.
oh,
That
okay, okay,
podcast, last proper podcast we were doing our 40K wheels.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, short little review of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's really good. You definitely should play it. It's on Game Pass, so that's awesome as well. Um, it's basically an Indiana Jones movie that you can play. You punch Nazis, and it uses like the same sound effects like from the movies, like the
Yeah,
the really like strong sound effects. Um,
I mean that's part of the charm.
yeah, it is part of the charm. The main villain Voss is like super. He's a Nazi, so obviously like bad, but his like performance is like really elevated in a way. Like he's like at some points he's hamming it up, but sometimes he's just being outright silly. Which, given like how some of the like the other like Nazi villains in the Indiana Jones movies, it does fit. Um, there's a certain point in the game where you're going through this jungle. I think it's I was gonna say maybe I think in Vietnam, but I can't remember off the top of my head like more specifically. But it's a jungle in Asia,
Mhm.
and there's certain points where like snakes fall on Indy,
Yeah.
and he's like with this lady, and he's like freaking out because everyone knows that Indiana Jones like
Yeah.
is
You
super
can't,
scared of snakes.
you can't do
Um,
snakes.
and I found it played really well because they don't make like a joke out of his fear. They they don't make a joke out of it, and they treat it like as an actual fear.
It's like a proper
You
phobia.
don't have like any characters like laughing and teasing him about it, like how like, oh, you're scared of little old snakes, Indy, wow, stuff like that.
I mean, I live in South Africa. We see snakes fairly often. There's a lot of snakes. I've seen like black mambas. I've seen wormslung. I've seen. I've seen a lot of like dangerous, scary snakes just out in the wild. What my best friend once almost cycled over a puff adder, which
Ooh,
is you going off that. You know how venomous those are.
no, I don't, but I'm guessing really venomous.
Yeah, like bite you, you're probably gonna die venomous.
Damn.
Can't get the anti venom quickly, you're gonna die. A lot like as far as I don't know that much about American snakes, but like all I can think of is you get rattlesnakes in Texas, but I don't know any
Yeah,
other venomous snakes.
are cobras venomous? King
Cobras
cobras?
are so cobra is a term used for snakes that eat other snakes, and
Oh,
most
okay.
cobras are venomous.
Anacondas? I don't think those are venomous.
No, those are constrictors, but those are also pretty fucking dangerous because they're big enough to eat a moose,
Dude, speaking of that,
minus the
uh,
head, a
speaking
hornless
of
moose.
dude, like speaking of like huge ass snakes, like right after that little thing with like the snake landing on Indy's shoulder, you go to like this temple, and there's like a giant ass like mega snake just coiling into like the water that you're riding around in, and if you jump in, there's like this little indicator around like the crosshairs that's like indicating like, oh, it's looking for you, and like the it pulses, and the more
Hmm?
it pulses, like, oh, you better get to cover fast, or you better move, or else you're gonna get eaten, and the fucking snake just eats you. It's like super fucking huge. It's like, have you seen the movie Anaconda?
I've seen clips from Anaconda. I've seen bits of Anaconda. I haven't like straight up watched the whole movie because it looks utterly absurd and has some of the worst accents I've ever seen in cinema. Like just off the clips I've seen, I'm like, huh, those
But you've
accents are
seen how like the
terrible.
snake looks in that movie, right?
Yeah, I've seen
Like
this.
how big it is.
Yeah.
Like it's like that, but even like bigger. It's like it's fucking crazy.
Hmm.
And like during that whole point, I started to grow like a fear of snakes, just because like you're going in between like temples, and you have like a rebreather, so
Yeah.
you can't really stay under the water for too long, or else you're like suffocate. So there's like these
Yeah, it
pockets
makes
of
sense.
air that you have to go to like regain your O2 meter. There's not an O2 meter, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I get what you mean.
and there's like open areas that you have to swim through, that the snake is like patrolling, and if you stay in those open areas, it eats you. um and eventually you get out, and there's like some like platforming, and you like using your whip to go over like crevices and stuff, and eventually you do like fight the snake. You throw like tridents in its mouth when it like goes to like bite you,
Where did you get a trident from?
and Tony Todd comes out of nowhere and you get into a fight with Tony Todd, who plays like a giant, and
Yeah, didn't he pass away recently?
yeah, he
He was
Indiana
also
Jones
a
and the Great
Candyman.
Circle was I think his last role before he passed away, and he didn't even get to see it like come out before he passed away.
That sucks. That's
Well, yeah,
unlucky.
which
But
really
he,
does suck, because he's really good in the game. He plays a an agent of the Vatican. He's like a like he's treated as a giant. He's like really tall and like really fucking strong. Um, and through like the story, you find out that he's like descendants of like ancient like I think they call them Nephilims.
Yeah, Nephilim sounds about right.
Yeah, they
For the
referred to them
giants.
as Nephilims, and they were like tasked with like guarding and keeping these stones safe that have mystical
Hmm.
properties.
Well,
And
it's because in like Christian mythology they would be half angels.
yeah, um, and when I say mystical properties, I mean like literally mystical properties. Like there's a point like when you're in the Himalayas, there's like a giant tank, like, not a tanker, a giant like battleship
Hmm?
that's like hinging on like a mountain. And the way it got there is that the lady that you're with sister was working with the Nazis to try to figure out what the stones were, and she like spoke in a dead tongue or a dead language, uh, and it caused like a portal to suck up the battleship from the ocean and made it land in the Himalayas, like on the mountains. And when you eventually get the stone, Indy says like the word, and they get transported to China in the middle of, I think it was a war. I think it was World War I or something, or maybe World War II. I'm not
I
100%
mean,
sure.
most of the Jones games take place during or just before the Second World War.
Okay, yeah,
Hence the Nazis,
yeah, and
because a
it's
lot
like
of them
it's
after the war went into hiding. Not all of them, but like majority, either went into hiding or went on trial and then were like punished for being, well, you know,
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Nazis.
And it really like threw me for a loop, because later in the game when you're like in the final section, you're talking with the Nazi guy Voss, and Voss is like um saying shit about like, oh, what do you know about like the Great Flood, like Noah's Ark flood, and like literally like right before this, they go into like this underground
Sorry, I'm trying to
crypt
listen to
that has the literal Noah's Ark in it. Hey, Lyle, what's up?
Yeah,
Um, no, I'm not talking to myself. AC's here.
yeah, I'm right here. Chris is just
He's
talking a
just
lot.
Yeah, he's
I'm
just listening to
listening.
me babble about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Hey, I'm
Um,
helping with that. I'm correcting your weird takes on which wars it took place in.
and during that conversation with Voss, Indy's like, they're just stories. Like they didn't happen. And this takes place after Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it just got me
It's not deep.
like face palming, like saying like, Indy, you literally opened up the fucking Ark of the Covenant, and people's faces got melted off, and like it's like you're saying this is just stories.
I'm at like 2% compared to. What have you done, Chris? Why have you turned me down? What's going on? Why am I so soft to you, Chris? Do you just not like me being loud? Hmm.
I don't know why he's saying that. I just listened to it. You sound fine.
Lyle, you're deaf.
Yeah, and I just checked the stream too. Yeah, Lyle. Um, and it the game ends with like a fist fight with the Nazi guy Voss on top of Noah's Ark,
That
and
is the most ridiculous possible place for a fist fight with someone.
yeah,
Just
and
casually, no,
the
Doc.
yeah, and the really funny fucking thing is his fighting style is all like exaggerated karate. So he's like doing judo chops and like kicks and shit. He,
That's
the
absurd.
granted the boss fight was tough. Yeah, I died a good handful of times. It was mainly just like getting his patterns down and like uh blocking at the right time and like countering to him. Um
So it was just say. So what you're saying is it was a boss fight.
yeah.
Hmm.
I will say that the melee combat is really nice. It's basically, I don't know if you played Wolfenstein. It's like kind of similar to that, but with
I have
less of
yet
an.
to play. I have yet to play Wolfenstein, but yes.
It's, well, when you eventually do play it, it is essentially Wolfenstein combat with a less of an emphasis on like guns. Um, it's mainly like stealth focused, and like hand to hand combat.
Hmm?
You can use like your whip if someone has a gun, you can like whip it out of their hand. You could like whip their legs and like pull them to the ground, whip their torso and pull them into like a grapple where you can like do like some grab attacks and stuff.
Can you stop everything, put your whip away, and just shoot a bitch?
Yeah, you do have Indiana Jones' revolver, but he reloads it so fucking slow. Really
He's not
fucking
a.
slow.
You have to keep in mind he's not a soldier. He's an archaeologist who has a gun.
Yeah, but
So he's
like
not like
even
he's not like practiced at doing it quickly.
even like an actual like fucking firefight or like in a fight, he like reloads it really slow. But there are like magazines that you or like not magazines like books that give you like various skill upgrades
Hmm?
that that you could read that you can read and basically unlock with adventure points that you get by doing like quests and stuff and finding and doing like puzzles. Um, like one off the top of my head that I remember was if you die and you're on the ground, you just look for your hat and you can pick it up and you get all your health back and you get like a second chance, like a second
Huh.
life. And he just picks up his hat that fell on the floor and puts it back on, and he's all good for another fight. It is really funny. Um,
Lyle, you're
but there
just as
are
much of a nerd. I don't know what you're talking about there.
but there are like other
Big nerd.
guns. They're like there's a shotgun that you can get. There's um PPSH, I think. But like the guns are like super super like really fucking shitty. Like in that mission I told you about in the Himalayas, you're like on it. You're in on the ship like trying to figure out what happened. Everyone's like frozen to death. And like some like new Nazis come on board. They have guns. Um there was a shotgun that I got from a guy and it took like 3 shots to like kill one like fucking run of the mill Nazi soldier, and this was like from close range too, and I was going for headshots.
But that sounds so irritating.
I know, like there's like no there's like if you get a gun, you just like don't even bother using it. It's like it's not worth it at all. Like your guns are like you're not your guns, your hands are like better than your guns.
But it's better to throw hands and shoot a bitch. That's
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
which I guess makes sense in like an Indiana Jones context because I can't remember like I don't remember him using guns a whole lot in like the
No, he mostly
in the
punched
movies. He
people, but
just yeah
he did have a gun that he used a bit, but he mostly just got captured and then like Doctor Who'd his way out of things by just like quick thinking.
yeah. But yeah, all in all, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is a really really fucking good game. I really recommend people that are listening play it. Uh,
Is it
Matt
better than
Mercer.
Star Wars Outlaw?
Ooh, Star Wars Outlaw.
Easily. Because
I would say yeah because I don't really have that much of an attachment to Star Wars as I do to Indiana Jones growing up.
I mean I prefer Star Wars, but like I'm not even interested in playing Outlaw at all. Like it doesn't. Okay, to be fair, the main reason I don't want to play is down to the fact that it's a Ubisoft game, and
Yeah,
I've played some of the more recent Assassin's Creed games, and it's just left me going, I don't want to play it, and it's not because I don't like Star Wars or the main character. It's just because the people who made it are probably made a really half-assed game, and they took a really interesting idea and then made it really, really dull.
yeah.
Because I've heard things like it's got a lot of open space where nothing happens and a lot of like pointlessness.
It was made and developed by Machine Games, who did make the Wolfenstein games, and like the Wolfenstein games are like really really good. And yeah, it was a really good game. And the good thing about it doing so well is that the developers like came out and said like, oh, we're there's still a lot of open timeline between the movies, so there's definitely more story opportunities, which is really nice.
especially between Last Crusade and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull,
Yeah.
because that's like 10 years. He had his fucking son,
Hmm.
and they could and justice for Shia LaBeouf. Seriously,
Yeah.
just killing him off screen is the most cowardly fucking thing they could have done with Mutt.
I know.
It's
And I'm
so
sure
fucking
and I'm sure
lazy.
he would have been more than happy to return too.
It would have been way more fun. They also made Doom. Yeah, no, it's a good game company.
Wait,
See,
Machine Games. Wait, hold on.
yeah, they
Wait,
made Doom. No, the new
the
ones.
old the new
No, like
games.
Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal.
I thought it was a
I know Beth- you'd
different
you'd
studio.
think it was Bethesda, but it's not Bethesda because Bethesda. Yeah, see, I told you, new game. Bethesda's the distributor,
No,
because
they
they
were
want.
no wait. The Doom Eternal was made by id Software.
Hmm, yeah,
Machine Games made the Wolfenstein games.
hmm. I'm pretty sure they made. Wait, I have Doom. Let me check who made Doom. Do I still have it installed? No, I uninstalled it because I wasn't playing it enough, and I need
Machine
space
Games
for other
developed
games.
New Order, Old Blood, New Colossus, Young Blood, Cyber Pilot, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
I badly need to download this game. Let's see.
I mean, yeah, they're published under Bethesda, but it's different developers.
Hmm. Okay.
Dude, speaking of Wolfenstein, um, I don't know if you remember when Wolfenstein 2 came out, but they had like a whole marketing campaign about like how anti-Nazi it was, and they were like making tweets and stuff, making like saying, "Let's make America Nazi free again," like go punch a Nazi and everything. And I
Didn't the
think recent,
Nazis?
yeah,
Didn't the neo Nazis be like, oh, "There's discrimination"? It's like, yes, yes, it is. We want discrimination against you. Get fucked.
and more recently, I saw like a lot of like MAGA Republicans getting angry because like the old tweets started surfacing of like the basically them like promoting Wolfenstein 2 when it came out all those years ago, and I'm like, wow, you guys are really angry about the fucking them being anti-Nazi. What does that say about you?
Most of the time, they're very unself-aware, so they think like they claim a lot of things for America to stand for, and then they're just like, you know, start promoting the exact opposite thing
Yeah.
without hesitation. They're like, how can we promote the wrong fucking thing? How can we push that we must be the bad guys? Oh!
It's just so stupid.
No,
People,
it's brain
I
dead.
feel
It's just
like,
not.
yeah, people are just getting more and more stupider.
I your education system's making them stupid because the government keeps cutting funding for fucking schools for some reason, and then they give all the funding to the military, but the people who are not starting to run the military are getting stupider because they don't think this shit through, and they're like, "Great, we're gonna go to another war because everyone in charge is a fucking idiot."
Let's see. I'm looking for the original tweet.
Someone tried to
I,
spin as an excuse to punch anyone because everyone I disagree with is a Nazi. It's like, no, you can call anyone a Nazi, but like unless they're spouting actual Nazi bullshit, you
there, I sent you
can't.
the article I was talking about. I feel like people that say that are just basically hand waving it,
Yeah,
because
no,
like
they're trying to.
yeah, if AC like said like, oh, Star Wars is better than Star Trek, and I was like, oh wow, you're just a fucking Nazi.
I'd be
Then,
like, what the fuck? Both series
but
are anti-Nazi. Both of them are like
but
how
if he was like,
heavily themed.
but if he started like saying some really like sus stuff like pro Nazi propaganda, I'm like, okay, I think this guy might be a Nazi.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's funny about Star Wars? The Star Wars fandom is fucking stupid. There's a giant portion of it that like goes, but it's for white men. And it's like, what? the are we watching the same show? Hmm?
More lately, I've been seeing people like saying how good the Empire actually was.
What? No. Everything makes it seem like it's shit. Like at the minimum, I would agree with maybe the separatists being right. Like over the Republic because they actually became just a bureaucratic mess that was based off the American Senate, where it's completely useless and nothing happens because there's always somebody filibustering at all times.
Yeah,
Am I?
I really feel like the Separatists weren't as evil as the Empire.
No, they weren't. Their whole thing was they just wanted specific rights that the Republic wouldn't give them because it was pushed by Palpatine. So pre-Palpatine, the like High Republic was probably the best faction or the most good faction because they actually encouraged the same kind of things as Starfleet. But if I had to say everything in Star Wars is flawed and kind of beaten up and old and rusty, and that's kind of the
Yeah,
idea of the universe. It's not supposed to be this perfect thing, but the closest to good is probably the Jedi, which always leads me to those people who are like, "I'd be a Sith because it's cool." You know, the type of person who's like, they would be the bad guy because aesthetics.
yeah. But when people say like the Jedi are good, I'm just reminded of how Yoda was like telling Anakin like you have to basically disregard your feelings for Padme, even though he
See,
was like having
that's another.
dreams of her like dying and stuff, and he wanted to save
So
her.
so that scene is your the way you've described it is also part of that misinterpretation because that's not what Yoda tells him to do. Because what Yoda tells him to do is accept he's to accept that they died, accept that they will pass because he can't prevent it. So Anakin is so obsessed with Padme and keeping her alive and keeping her as like this possession of his that he wants to keep with him at all times forever. And Yoda is saying you can't do that. You need to let go. Let them pass. If it's their time to die, then they will die. You can't stop that if that is what if it is time for them to die and time for them to pass, then let that happen. Also, the weird thing about Anakin's whole fear is he created a self fulfilling prophecy where because of his fear, he killed his wife. He killed Padme himself.
You know, that whole time you were saying that, I'm just imagining Yoda walking into a hospital and there's like a doctor treating like this sick kid, and Yoda's like, she will die, or
I don't
she will
know.
die. Must you
Die she
will die she will must you will accept it you must, and he just
it's
like gives
but
up
like it's
trying
a
to
thing
treat
of
her.
I don't know why. See, but that's also part of this like weird misconception because if it's a weird misconception because Yoda's thing he's not telling Anakin that it doesn't matter if Padme dies and you shouldn't try and save her. He's saying if she dies, you need to allow her to die. You need to grieve and you need to allow her to pass and you need to let go of her if she passes. You can't just hold on. In it and Vader doesn't do that. Anakin doesn't do that. He doesn't let go. There's a whole comic book about him trying to necromance
Yoda
Padme
walking
back to
into
life.
Yoda
Make a
walking
wish you
into a
won't.
child's hospital like make a wish you won't. Yoda, I don't want to die. Die you must, or die you will. Yoda, why won't you help me? Use the force to help me. And he just like walks away, just hobbles away with his cane.
Bruh.
But like I feel like Yoda could have
But I think there's also a
basically
difference.
worded
Your
it
kidneys
better.
honey. But it's also so Anakin didn't ask anything specific, right?
Hmm.
So from the point of view of the viewer, you kind of know Anakin's talking about Padme. Yoda
Yeah.
doesn't. Yoda thinks he's talking just kind of general about anyone. and he's say because they're keeping it very vague. Yoda can't give him like more specific, useful advice because because Anakin's keeping it vague, saying this person I care for, which could be fucking Obi-Wan for all Yoda knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Obi-Wan, and there's always a chance because they're fighting a war that Obi-Wan dies in battle, and
Yeah.
that's what Anakin has seen. So Yoda's trying to give this kind of advice of you have to let go if they die because you can't prevent that. Especially if, and I'm fairly convinced from like when I last saw the scene, I thought Anakin's talking about Padme, but Yoda thinks he's talking about Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Because
I can see
Obi-Wan,
that. Yeah,
so
because
Obi-Wan's
at
gone
this
into
point, him and Padme are still keeping it a secret because
Yeah, no, they kept it a
yeah,
secret. The only people who knew was like Ahsoka, Rex, and Obi-Wan, and that's because Rex, Anakin probably told and roped into it. Ahsoka just figured it out, and so did Obi-Wan. They just figured it out, and they were like, "It makes Anakin happy, so we're gonna leave it."
the whole thing with Obi-Wan dying just reminds me of that episode where he faked his death, but Anakin didn't know, and he legit thought Obi-Wan died, and he just went like on a
On a
fucking
rampage.
crusade, yeah, on a rampage, like full of hate and anger, trying to
Yeah, like
get the guy
get
that
the
killed
guy who
him.
killed him. But I'm like, who
And at the
wants to
end,
go?
and
Rex
then at
is
the end, Obi-Wan's like, "I didn't actually die, Lamau."
yeah. Okay, Lyle Rex was Anakin's clone commander.
Yeah, the guy with the blue
The blue
highlights.
armor. Yeah, blue. He had blue armor, and he has like a very unique helmet that's like this weird combo helmet where
Mm-hmm.
it's partially the helmet, the like phase one helmet that you see the clones originally wear in episode 2, and then partially the phase 3 where he's like cut out the good bits of the phase 3 helmet and then like welded them on to make a new helmet. And I'm like, this man is DIY as fuck. But like that's kind of the idea behind Rex. He's similar to Anakin in his like methods. At least he's not like
Cody.
no.
Oh, I mean, Cody was nice, but after
Yeah, but like
after Order 66, I don't know what really happened with him.
So you didn't watch the Bad Batch?
I watched like the first season, but not like the second season.
Cody's in the first season. You see him. He goes. No, you see him in season 2. So Cody was fought for the Empire for a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on a mission with Crosshair. So they went on a mission together. And then Cody just AWOL'd the fuck out. He was like, "This is wrong." Okay, I kind of believed what was going on. I believed the Empire first, and then
I think was that the scene where he's like trying to convince his other like clone brothers of like we used to fight for something better, like the Empire is all bad, and he's trying to like get them on his side.
He didn't say the Empire's all bad. He just said, "I don't trust this."
I don't know why people are saying.
I'm too quiet. Actually, Lyle, sent Chris the fucking clip you sent me, and so you can see what you're talking about. Because I tested myself. I sounded fine. Unless you accidentally turn me down somewhere, like in Discord.
I'm listening back to like the stream preview in my stream manager at full volume, and AC sounds perfectly fine.
Huh. Did you listen back to Lyle? Did you send him the clip? Because I do sound like I'm sitting on the other side of the room, even though I'm sitting from. You're too fucking bullshit.
Okay, Lyle's lying.
Lyle, there we go. But
Thank
yeah,
you,
Lyle is Nerftwerk to the rescue, as per usual. He is one of the Germans, yeah? I don't know why I did that, please. No one clip this fucking thing.
Yeah, he sounds fine.
I do? Okay, I think we're looking at different things then, man.
Look, I'll play it. Hold on, I'll play it on stream. Like I have AC at 82%
Bruh.
in like my wavelength, and I have him at 100% in Discord.
Maybe there's something wrong with your hearing. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know what.
Fine,
I
I'll put
sound
it
really
at
weird.
100. I'll
There we
put it at
go.
100.
AC's basically gone. If we both talk, I get overruled. Oh no.
No, I don't have super hearing. I'm not fucking Superman. Dude, I don't know if I could even handle super hearing. Like, how would you even be like turn it on and off?
It's kind of you kind of learn that in real life though. You learn how to like phase out noises you don't want to hear or don't need to hear, like your heartbeat. You can technically always hear your heart, but your brain just filters out because it's unimportant to hear.
Oh,
The
speaking of Superman, have you seen the new
trailer,
Superman trailer?
the trailer or the teaser for the trailer?
The actual trailer itself.
Is it out? I didn't
Yeah.
see anything about it, so I haven't seen it yet.
Hold on, let me send you a link.
Oh,
We can get
man.
his live reaction to the Superman trailer.
To Superman. Although I will say this already, I quite like Superman.
Like in
Like
general?
the James Gunn one so far. I quite like how it appears to be headed.
I'll send to you. Oh, that's a Google thing. Hold on, I have to. I hate when you try to copy and paste a link from like the Google search result. It just like pulls out a Google super fucking long link instead of just like the actual link you want.
Yeah.
There,
Oh,
the teaser trailer.
Did you hear about Honey and what Honey did?
No, what a honey do? Wait,
So you know what Honey is, right? The browser extension.
yeah, that saves you money with coupons and shit.
It doesn't save you money with coupons and shit, and it screws creators.
Wait, what happened? Wait, explain. Because I was always under the impression because I saw like so many YouTubers and content creators
So
like.
they screwed. It's a big deal on YouTube right now, but they screwed YouTubers out of like so much money because what they would do is if you had the so if you had the browser extension, right, and
Mm-hmm.
you clicked on an affiliate link, say from PewDiePie, like just for example's sake, right?
Yeah.
You'd click on it, it would take you to whatever website, but Honey would replace the affiliate link with PewDiePie with their own affiliate link, so they would get the money and PewDiePie would get fuck all.
Oh, that's scummy. Yeah, that's really bad.
They are getting sued by Legal Eagle, which is I don't know if it's hilarious or weird, but that's a thing that's happening. So like he did a video on it, he's genuinely suing them. I'm like, haha, get fucked. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, Legal Eagle is like an actual like lawyer, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah. No, he's a
I've seen
proper lawyer.
I've seen some of his videos, but if he's actually like actual like
No,
suing them, then he probably has like some really damnable evidence against them
yeah,
to move forward with the
he
suit.
talked. It's not necessarily there's evidence. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of YouTubers who just were like, here's the evidence. They don't know anything, and then a bunch of their comments like tagged him, and he looked at
Mm-hmm.
it and went, "Yeah, no, there's something here. We could go sue these fuckers." At least that's the impression I got from watching his video. He was like, "Yeah, we can sue them," and then anyone who got screwed, just email me, and I will try and help you get covered for this thing.
That's crazy. How long has that been going on?
I mean, the Honey problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, it's been going on for years since like Honey's been a thing.
And no one's
Apparently,
noticed until now? Or
well,
people have
yeah,
noticed, but
well,
they just didn't really.
no, it's no one really noticed because it was a sneaky little thing where it would change, where it would automatically change the. So they would just change it would change like the URL. So it's not something you would easily notice. They were like sneaky about it. It was scummy as fuck, but it was sneaky, and it was like a tech reviewer who noticed it because they were checking some codes and like, this is a bit weird that I'm not getting paid. And then they checked and they're like, oh, these motherfuckers.
Hmm. Damn. Did have any like big YouTubers like spoken out against it? Is that
Well, I
like how
mean,
it's gotten
Legal Eagle.
traction? Well, like besides Legal Eagle, like
Uh,
PewDiePie, Markiplier.
well, Markiplier never went with them. He didn't trust them. He like didn't trust him from the very beginning. So I'm like, yeah, no, he was fine.
Oh, that's good. At least he
But
was
there was
cautious about it.
Yeah, no, he was cautious from the beginning. But there were a bunch of others who did get caught in it, and now that it's a whole thing.
Has like Honey like come out and said anything publicly? They would have to, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, they haven't yet. Yeah, almost
Crazy.
everyone is coming out. Yeah, it's big, big thing.
What do you think's gonna happen, Honey? You think they're just gonna fizzle out, or like,
They'll probably fizzle out because but they're linked back to PayPal,
oh
and that makes it even worse. Wait,
damn,
I'm gonna watch this trailer quick. Let me
all right.
watch. This is not the teaser. Oh, this is a teaser trailer. I've seen this one.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was talking about.
Yeah, no, I've seen the teaser trailer. So this is like, I thought you meant the like trailer, not the teaser. I've seen that. It had crypto, which, from what I can tell, has um, captured the hearts of all like actual DC comic book fans,
Yeah,
and all the Snyder Bros are really pissy about it. And I'm like,
dude, they're pissy about everything, man.
they don't want Superman. They want like a different character. They just want to bring Superman down. And I'm like, dude, just go watch a different fucking character. Why do you not? Why do you want to
Like
make
they're
Superman your way as opposed to just find a character who's closer to what you want to watch?
like there's certain things about Zack Snyder's Superman that I liked, but
I
some
liked
things that I
Henry
didn't
Cavill.
like. Yeah, Henry Cavill is cool, but I didn't like how everyone saw him like as a Jesus figure, like to be worshipped
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, no,
Like
no, no.
that
I hate it. I hate
that's
it.
not like what Superman is to me.
That's not even what he's like in the comics. Like, no one's ever
Yeah.
seen him that way. Like, I always thought seeing that imagery around him was really fucking dumb. And the way his dad dies is in Man of Steel is
Oh
fucking
God, yeah.
stupid. Every time I watch it, I'm like,
Don't
Superman would
help me,
not do
son.
that.
I just want to get killed by this tornado.
Bro,
You can't
Superman would have
show
ignored him. He would
yourself.
have been like, that's dumb as fuck. Also, I don't understand why they killed off his dad because his dad isn't dead in the comics. Clark
Well,
Kent like dies. He dies of like a heart attack, but he's at like age 85.
yeah, it depends on like what continuity, but most of the time it is like either I think it was either the mom or like the dad dying of like old age related things. But yeah.
Yeah, but none of them had like tragic deaths. And it's like Superman doesn't need that. That's not what Superman is. And then yeah, no, Lyle, they did. They took the fucking.
Yeah, the God amongst men thing. Jesus.
But it was so stupid. Like it was. They didn't do anything interesting or unique with it. They were just like, let's be early. Bro, he also died. Superman. Yeah, no, you're true. And then Superman dies in like the second movie, and you're like,
I
why
mean,
did you do this?
he did die fighting Doomsday in the comic.
Yeah, no,
but
he did, but he also didn't do it straight after fighting fucking Batman. Do you know how long it took for like
I
the Doomsday
know.
fight in the comics? Doomsday went through the entire Justice League. Superman was like the last fucking dude who fought him,
Dude, it was
and
so
it
dumb
was a
doing
brutal fight.
it was so dumb doing
Hmm.
Batman v Superman like right after fucking Man of Steel. Wait, or was so which came first, Man of Steel or Wonder Woman?
Man of Steel. Man of Steel was the first one. It was the first movie in that entire series, and I enjoyed it, but I also
Yeah,
think
it was good.
it
Just
was a
like
decent movie. But it
the
was like,
religious imagery wasn't really to my liking with
to be
Superman.
fair, in Man of Steel, it didn't really have that. It just had he does his own thing, whatever. They also
Yeah.
were too cowardly to push the like aliens thing. They were like or they were too anything that was kind of corny. They were like, oh, we'll make this as
Dude,
alien as possible.
it's a comic book character. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta have at least like some corny shit. I mean, it's fucking comics.
Marvel at least understood that with most of their early characters, and they were like that. Like they weren't. They didn't. They weren't too chicken to do it. Like Spider-Man went full fucking corny.
Yeah, like
Yes,
Sam
Superman
Raimi's Super Spider-Man. Yeah, that was like super corny.
but it's also one of the most beloved superhero series
Yeah.
out there. Everything Sony's released since then using a Spider-Man villain has been dog shit because guess what they did with the Spider-Man villains?
Mm.
They didn't let them be fucking villains. All of them. They're like,
did-
you'll be the dark, brooding anti-hero. It's like, Jesus Christ, I want my Craven the Hunter. I want my fucking hunter who goes to Africa and fights lions with his bare hands because he can. Like,
I will admit that the
Bruh.
Kraven the Hunter movie was better than I was expecting.
was it better than Morbing Time?
Uh,
Have you seen Morbius?
yeah, I have. I saw it in theaters.
Why?
Because I was interested in it. Okay, I was like, wow, Morbius, the living vampire.
I was
Yeah,
only vaguely interested because it
go
had
see
Matt
that.
Smith. I was only interested in seeing it because it had Matt Smith in it. I saw the
Yeah.
words Jared Leto, and I was like, I don't care enough to watch this in cinema.
Yeah, the Kraven the Hunter movie, I would say it is better than Morbius.
Yes. See, Lyle knows what he's talking about. But like, it's not hard to be better than Morbius.
Oh, did you see the news that the Aquaman actor got casted as Lobo?
Jason Momoa got cast.
Yeah,
as Lobo.
Jason
yeah,
Momoa.
yeah, I saw that. It's funny that you call him that when most people call him the guy from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, that's where a lot of people know him, but I know him more as Aquaman.
He was decent Aquaman, but it was weird for him to be like almost a Hawaiian. Actually, no, I kind of like the idea of him being like Hawaiian Aquaman.
Yeah.
It just makes him a bit more unique.
Dude, it's funny that they casted him for Lobo because when he originally like auditioned to like to be as part of like the DCEU, he thought he was gonna be casted as Lobo. That's what he thought he was auditioning for, but no, he ended up being Aquaman.
I mean, he did a good. He tried. He did as best a job as he could. Actually, all the actors did. Like one thing that annoys me still is the fact that they went straight to Batman v Superman without giving Batman his own movie, so we could at least learn about this Batman and be like, what kind of Batman is he? We got like. So instead, a movie called Batman v Superman ended up being more a movie that was an emo Batman movie.
Yeah.
And it also felt like they didn't understand Batman. He was kind of crap as a Batman.
I did find it kind of really crazy that he branded people and then they died in prison. That was really fucking crazy.
I mean, I get it. It was kind of a decent idea. But I'm also like, bruh, you guys are overdoing Batman and making him kind of weirdly edgy and kind of less. A lot of DC superheroes thing is like about hope, and then the whole fucking thing with the Snyder movies was they were all about how can we make Superman seem dumb and then turn him into a villain because that's the only way to make him interesting. Because that was apparently the plans. They were just going to straight up turn him into like Darkseid's minion, but where he's like willing his minion. I saw the plans for that. I was like, that's the stupidest fucking idea I've ever seen in my life. I hate it so much.
I mean, they sort of did something like that in the Justice League animated show.
They did, but also in that show when they did it, they had already established the type of character Superman was.
Yeah.
And they didn't stick to that thing hard, where they didn't just do Injustice and be like, haha, evil Superman to make him interesting. They were like, let's make Superman evil, but like, he doesn't stay that evil. And that isn't his whole thing, is just being corrupted.
Yeah.
Which the Snyderverse gave me the impression that was kind of the plan. They were just like, let's see how fast we can speed run
Let,
Superman to evil after
yeah, let's
making him
see how
Jesus
dark we
figure.
can make everything. Everything
Bro,
was just like super fucking dark in
you
the
couldn't see
Snyderverse.
shit.
Well, that and tonally,
I don't know about
like
telling it.
with Batman, not so much with Wonder Woman and
It was
like
weird because
Wonder Woman 84.
Wonder Woman felt like actual Wonder Woman, and it was the movie that a lot of people liked the most.
Yeah,
They liked Wonder Woman more than they liked fucking Man of Steel, and I'm like, the reason for that is because she was at least like likable.
it's just that the actress didn't was so not good.
She got better, but
Kal-El, no.
it was weird that she called him Kal-El. I'm like, the only people in the comics that I know of who call him Kal-El or even Kal are
Yeah,
like aliens or other Kryptonians. Everybody else calls him Clark, including Wonder Woman. Like,
maybe it's different in the comics because my whole like perception of like the DC stuff is mainly through Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and
yeah,
Teen
but they called
Titans
him
and stuff.
they
But
called him
they
Kal in
like
that. They called him
they
Clark in
they
that.
yeah, they call him Clark in Justice League and Unlimited. So like it's just really confusing. Really
No, it is.
confusing.
And it's like a weird choice that they would do it the way they did. I'm like, why? Why take a character that a lot of people love and
Hmm.
just fuck with him so he's this weird, shitty version of himself? And you've got a great actor who deserved so much better than you gave him. But I have
Yeah.
seen a rumor, or I have seen a fan casting, right, bringing Henry
Of
Cavill back.
as Zod.
Yes,
Yeah, I saw that too.
and I'm like, that's a fucking genius idea.
Yeah.
Because I want him to be a Kryptonian, and if you want a dark Kryptonian, yeah, make him Zod.
Yeah, just do Zod.
Just do fucking Zod. Then you
Kneel
get your
before Zod.
Bruh, and Henry Cavill could pull that off. He'd be such a good fucking Zod.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact: did you know Daredevil and Superman were in a movie together before either of them were famous?
Daredevil and Superman.
So Henry Cavill and fuck, I can't remember the
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, so Charlie Cox and Henry Cavill were in a movie together called Stardust.
Ah.
And Charlie Cox played the lead, and Henry Cavill played an antagonistic. He played like a love rival to the initial love interest of Charlie Cox's character.
Hmm.
That made him go on this big journey to go and find a fallen star, right? Who he does find. He finds her and falls in love with her. And then there's a whole lot of magic shenanigans, and she almost kills herself walking over a wall. It's the dividing line between the magical world and just our baseline boring world. But it's a really, really fun. It's like watching Princess Bride, but more modern.
Oh, okay.
I highly recommend it. It's also got Michelle Pfeiffer as an evil witch. It's a glorious movie. I love that fucking movie.
Do you have a hope that James Gunn's like DCU is gonna be good?
Yes. Well, I watched The Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
And it was better than. Yeah, that was a James Gunn movie. So I was instantly like, probably. As long as he doesn't try and make it, as long as every film is like different and unique, and they're not all like the same. So like,
have you seen the Guardians trilogy?
Yeah, I've seen the whole Guardians trilogy, but that's what I'm trying to say is like, I don't want a whole movie series that's supposedly going to rival the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? But
Yeah.
it's just Guardians of the Galaxy. Like the whole thing is all that same tone. I'm like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe wasn't that. It wasn't this monolith of tone. It had different vibes throughout, you know? So like you could go watch Captain America Winter Soldier and you'd get like
spy thriller action,
you get like a spy thriller
movie
that takes itself a lot more seriously than like say the movie like two before it, where it's essentially just fucking what was the first Guardians movie, right?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of jokes and stuff, and then you go watch Winter Soldier, and you're like, well, that's very different tonally, and I appreciate that because it means I'm not watching the same movie on repeat. I'm watching this story with this tone and this vibe, and it's way better. To then
That's
like
what I
switch, and then you get like relief from the like serious dark stuff with a
yeah.
lighter movie, and then you go watch a really serious dark movie. So I'm like, yeah, you could make a Batman movie dark. That would be cool, right? So like the Batman, the one with what the fuck is his name?
Oh, Twilight dude.
Yeah,
Matt something. Matt no, I was gonna say Matt Smith, but no, that's someone else. But we know who we're
yeah, yeah.
referring to.
He plays Cedric Diggory, but he one final just little joke about Ben Affleck. So do you know the board game Trivial Pursuit?
I've heard of it, yeah. I never
And
played
so
it.
it's like a game where you move around the board based upon trivia you can answer, right?
Hmm.
And one of the questions, one of the cards you get is which actor which of these actors was not Batman, right? So fucking killed me. The list consists of Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Michael. What the fuck? The Batman from the first Tim Burton Batman.
Oh,
Michael
he was
something.
Vulture.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Ben Affleck. Those are your four options.
Hmm.
Which one of these is not Batman?
What was the first guy's name?
Val Kilmer. He was Batman in Batman Forever.
Oh, wait. Then all of them have been Batman. Then,
Yeah.
then
It was
what's
an
the?
old. The answer would have been because it's an older thing. It would have been Ben
Oh,
Affleck.
because if it's an older, it came out before the Batflick. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like in the context that it came out like recently.
Yeah, but no, it's older, but it's still so funny that it's like been
Oh,
made.
because he went to become Batman.
And I'm like, that's the funniest possible outcome. Is he just became Batman?
Ben Affleck was playing Trivial Pursuit, and that he got that card, and he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be Batman.
Bruh. It's so funny.
uh, but going back to James Gunn's future of the DCU, I have like full hope that he's gonna make it just as good, or if not even better, than the Guardians movies and then the Suicide Squad.
The thing
One
is,
thing
as
that
long
I
as he's not the one who writes all the scripts and directs all the movies, I would be fine with it if he like does maybe Superman, because Superman could pull off the kind of tone he does, where it's like hopeful and kind of silly.
yeah
Superman could do it. I wouldn't want a James Gunn Batman movie. I wouldn't want a Batman movie that felt like that. I wouldn't mind if he like puts overall rules for like maybe how the universe should work, but not necessarily going, you have to follow strictly within these guidelines. It's more like, just these are the story beats you need to hit.
yeah. Have you been watching the Creature Commandos? Because that's like the
No, I have
first like
not.
the first show that's like set in the DCU, and it has characters from Peacemaker in it.
I have not seen it yet. I keep
It
wanting
is
to, and then I'm just like,
it's really really good. You should watch it. Basically, Creature Commandos is like Amanda Waller has another like task force outside of the Suicide Squad, but it's comprised of like monsters. So you got like the Bride of Frankenstein, you got Doctor Phosphorus, you got Nina, you got GI Robot, Weasel, and you got Rick Flag's dad, who's voiced by the same guy who did Rick Flag in the Suicide
yeah,
Squad.
it's just straight up Rick Flag again.
Yeah, but he's obviously like older and shit because he's
Yeah,
Rick Flag senior. Um,
and he didn't get his face beat.
and
He didn't get stabbed by Peacemaker.
yeah, um, they do every episode really well. they go into like the backstories of the characters in the DCU. The latest one with Doctor Phosphorus was really, really, really good. I don't know if you want to get spoiled on it, but
Uh, you can tell me.
so Doctor Phosphorus, he has a similar origin story as like Doctor Victor Fries from Batman the Animated series. Um,
Kind of the same.
yeah, kind of the same. He's trying to like get this experiment going to like try to cure like a certain disease and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's like a crime gangster that basically kills his wife and their child. Um, he takes the Doctor Phosphorus to like the scene, makes him like get his prints on the knife, and basically tortures him and breaks his mind. Kind of, well, not kind of like he does break him like mentally.
Hmm.
Makes him like roll around in like their bodies and like their blood and stuff to get his prints on everything. Really, really, really fucking sick shit.
Yeah.
And to top it all off, they end up putting him in like the machine that he ended up making. It doesn't kill him. He gets powers and basically turns him to a skeleton.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds unpleasant.
yeah. So like really like big vibes to Mr. Freeze's origin story in the Old West show. Um,
Yeah.
Phosphorus ends up like killing the gangster that started all this, and basically he ends up killing the gangster, his family, and his kid, and just goes on like a rampage, like killing a bunch of other gangsters that took part in the whole killing of his wife and kid. He takes over the criminal enterprise of the head gangster that he killed, and then Batman comes and like stops him. You don't see what he looks like. You just see like a silhouette,
So there
and
is a
it all takes
Batman.
place. It all takes place in Gotham.
So there is a Batman in this universe, but he hasn't like made himself fully known yet.
No, he has made himself fully known, but
I mean, like
we don't know what he looks like
you
because
just see
James Gunn has
silhouettes.
said, yeah, you just see a silhouette because James Gunn said he didn't want to commit to a design.
He didn't want it until they cast their Batman, which I
Yeah,
know for a fact they have yet to do.
and the design of the costume might change, so they don't want to put the chicken before the horse and get themselves in like a hole without something to
Yeah,
get them
yeah.
out of. And it's it's a really fucking good show. Like I would say that episode and like the one with Weasel is like my favorite. You
Weasel.
might know Weasel from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I know
He
Weasel. I know
he
who you
yeah,
mean.
he survived if you saw like the post credit scene. Weasel's whole origin story is like there were some kids like playing at like their playground at their school. They befriend Weasel, like play like fetch with him and stuff, and he's like really nice with them. There's like a guy that sees Weasel playing with the kids and thinks like something bad's gonna happen, so he calls the police, gets his gun, and like goes to confront them. They
Bruh. Every time.
they go inside the school. The kids are being kids. They're like playing with matches and like playing with like
So they're being
some
dumb kids,
booze,
yeah.
some booze that like the teacher would drink. Um, they spill the booze on the floor. The matches, get
Yeah,
started.
there's a
A
whole
fire
fucking fire
happens.
issue. Yeah,
Yeah, fire happens, and like Weasel gets blamed. And like there was this one kid that was like had blonde hair that Weasel was like really attached to, and who was really nice to him, that basically was his like best friend in that moment. And
yeah.
that whole time all the other kids end up dying, which is really fucking really crazy. um, but he tries to save the blonde kid, the blonde girl, and ends up failing because the cops like open fire at Weasel and like incapacitate him,
That
and
seems incredibly stupid.
they don't even try to save like the kid, and the kid like ends up dying in the fire.
That's so
And
fucking
Weasel
stupid.
Yeah, and Weasel ends up getting blamed for like the killing, even though he didn't actually do anything wrong.
He just
So like
existed.
that, yeah. So that whole thing with like in the Suicide Squad, where like Rick Flag is like, he's killed like a certain amount of kids, and it shows like the actual thing that happened. It was just a misunderstanding.
Bruh.
It is. It's a really good show. You really have to watch it. If not like on
I
Max, then
I
just
I'm
like
still. I'll
yo
find
ho
a way to
ho.
watch it. Yeah, but I mean, I'm still currently working my way through way too many other series to be to
Yeah,
get there.
yeah,
I'm doing like because I'm watching Dragon Ball Daima. I'm watching the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War arc, which is fucking amazing. The animation is so goddamn good, and it's just such a phenomenal fucking show. I've been enjoying it so much, and then I've been watching all my I've been watching way too many Kamen Rider series at once. Because I'm watching
yeah.
Kamen
I'm
Rider
fully
Gap.
caught up on Daima.
It's so dude. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
I
Spoilers.
know, I know,
Fucking Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
dude. I
Do you know
would,
how sick that was?
I never thought I'd ever see Vegeta do Super Saiyan 3. Because from what I remember, only Goku had that, right?
Yeah,
Not even like Gohan or like Trunks. Well, Trunks and Goten's fusion had it, right? Super Saiyan 3.
yeah.
But never like
It was
Vegeta. I
Goten. It
always
was
knew that
Gotenks had
Vegeta
it.
could. I always knew that Vegeta could do it because if Goku could do it, then Vegeta could definitely do it.
Yeah.
But we just never saw it. We just assumed that he could. It was really
We
cool.
knew Vegeta could. He just didn't. But, and also, like in GT, it's kind of implied that he could because he skipped to Super Saiyan 4. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I spoiled it for you. Oh, no, you were totally gonna go watch that show, right? You were totally gonna go watch Dragon Ball Daima just to see fucking Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
I do like the stuff that they're doing with the other Majins.
Oh, what with doing Ku?
Yeah.
I love the fact that Ku is just super intelligent. Like when they did that, like one.
Well, I can't. Let's just refer to them as the skinny one and the fat one.
Okay,
Because
so Ku is the skinny one, Du is the fat
yeah.
one. I remember their names because they kind of you just have to remember which one came first because Ku is first, Du is second. Ku Du.
But yeah, like Ku is like the more like I was gonna say like he reminds me more of like Super Boo once he absorbed like the other fighters
Gohan
and he was
when
actually he was actually able to like talk and articulate himself. And
yeah,
then the fat one is just basically just Boo.
it's just Fat Boo, and I'm
Yeah, it's just
saying I'm
regular
not
ass Boo.
yeah, like I'm calling him Fat Boo because technically regular Boo is Kid Boo. That's like what he's supposed to normally be, but he absorbed the Supreme Kai, the Grand Supreme Kai of Universe
Yeah.
7, who looked basically like Fat Boo, but with like hair instead of a tail thing on his head.
Yeah.
But he had like a mohawk instead.
Same ears and same like face design.
Yeah, he
Or
looked.
wait, Boo didn't
No, it
have
was the same.
ears.
Boo didn't have ears, but
The Kai did, yeah. Just
Supreme Kai
like the
did.
same face.
He had the point. He had pointy ears like because he was a Glind. He was the same as he was a Glind with all the details of a Glind.
Yeah, just same
Also,
as like regular Kai.
we discovered like the Kai's species name, which is Glind. Also, Supreme
And they
Kai
come
has
from
a
trees.
I mean, we always knew they came from trees. That's always been a thing. With
I didn't
Kais.
know that. I found it out from Daima. I don't know if like something else, if there was like other source material that went into them.
No, so the trees thing was kind of revealed back in Dragon Ball Z, like long time ago. It was revealed, but it was like something else. Lindy knew about the Glinds before the show even came out, so it's been a part of supplemental material for ever apparently.
Yeah, it must have been just like blink and you miss it kind of thing that they never really expanded on until Daima. Or they never like put like more attention to it.
Yeah, I think they explained it with Old Man Kai and like how he exists. How the old Kai fucking exists.
How do you think the wait? Do you know how many episodes they're doing of Daima?
No, I do not know how many episodes there are.
I'm gonna look it up because it feels like they're gonna do like the usual 12.
Well, I mean, you would say that, but currently it's if they do just do 12, then it would end. Then we're done. There'll be no more episodes because there are currently 12 episodes out, and I don't think that's going to happen because so far Bleach has got to 14 episodes. Dandadan might also be 12 though, so I'm not sure. Maybe we shall have to see.
Dragon Ball Daima is rumored to only be a 20 episode anime, but the series can't
20
resolve all of its conflicts in only 10 more episodes. Some people are saying 20 to 30 episodes. I don't think it's been officially said.
So Daima is a single run series. So they've made the whole series. It's not going to be like it's seasonal because it's not based on a manga. It was written, the whole story has already been written by, or was written by Toriyama back when he was alive.
Yeah.
So this is a straight up Toriyama written thing. It's finished. They're going to apparently go until the very end. Also, I don't know what they're talking about. There's not enough time. There's definitely enough time. There's definitely, like, the 8 episodes they have going, I reckon they can resolve everything. Because I rate by episode 16, they will get their bodies back. They'll be adults again. And it will be utterly terrifying.
Dude, I find it so funny that Goma thought he was doing like a super fucking smart thing by turning them into kids,
Dude,
thinking it was gonna make them super weak. But it was like, no, they're still fucking strong, and Dude, he's like he's watching Goku. Was it Goku or Vegeta fighting the one of the robot guys?
It was Vegeta because Goku had already beaten his, and Vegeta was fighting his own one. Also,
and he just fucking freaks out.
Dude, it was so funny. And it was like he did it completely by accident. I'm like, this man is dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
And the funniest is, I'm like, if he just wished for the thing he wanted and left Goku completely alone, none of this would have happened. If he had just shut up and just not done anything, he probably would be winning. This entire thing is his own fault because he did this stupid fucking wish and then stole Dende. And it's like, bro, you could have just not done anything and it would have been fine. Shenron was like, motherfucker, this is the stupidest fucking wish I've ever seen.
Oh, super.
And he didn't.
Dumb.
It's even funnier.
He just gave him one wish. He just gave him one wish. The other wishes are for repeating customers.
I love how Shenron was like, no, your wish was so stupid, you get one. Fuck off. You get one wish. You wished for something too dumb for me to even allow any thought of repetition.
Yeah.
You mess with the guys who've like helped me stay alive.
I really do hope the next Dragon Ball series that they make after Super has some of the characters from this in it. So like Ku and Do and
well, I mean, it's going to be a continuation of Super because presently that's what's still getting written by so it's getting written by the guy who was originally writing it with Toriyama.
The reason I say that is because Daima takes place before the whole thing
Super.
with Beerus.
Yeah, no, it happens before Super, which is also cool. It means there's not going to be any like weird new forms to be revealed or any like stupid power scaling. They're just gonna vibe, man. They're just gonna exist, and I'm like, that makes life so much better.
You think Goku and Vegeta are gonna fuse? Because Goku still has like the fusion bugs.
I do, but I think they're gonna do the fusion dance, and we're gonna get Gogeta, who I will die on the hill of being the superior fusion. Gogeta is so much cooler than Vegeta.
Which is the one that fought Janemba?
That was Gogeta.
And then Vegeta fought Broly?
Vegito fought Broly. No, Vegito didn't fight Broly. Vegito fought Boo.
Uh, wait, when did
So,
Vegeta fight Boo? I don't remember
so
that. Wait.
when they put on the Patora earrings, when they each put on an earring and they got fused, he even got turned into a fucking piece of candy and beat the shit out of Boo as a piece of
Oh
candy.
right, yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
so
Now I'm
fucking
remembering. Yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, because Janemba,
Mhm.
they just carried over that fusion into Broly. That's why he did the Stardust Breaker, or the
Yeah,
Stardust. Yeah, that move. Okay, okay, okay.
Go,
I like
but
the one that fought against Janemba. That one's my favorite.
but to be fair, Gogeta was the one that they used at the end of GT as well to beat Omega Shenron, and he has, and I kid you not, the best fucking attack in Big Bang Kamehameha. It just has so much sass to the attack because he just stands there with like one hand, creates this giant orb, and is just like, okay, now you die. Fuck.
Was that the one that flashes between their both of their faces as it charges up?
It might be,
Because I
but
remember
like,
seeing it in Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Because
it
Vegito
might
and
be.
Gogeta are both in it.
But I still love Big Bang Kamehameha as like an attack. I use it in Xenoverse 2 all the time. It's my Saiyan's default attack because when you turn Super Saiyan, it has like a thing where it aggros to people. So if you have a charge up attack, you'll teleport to the guy and then smack him in the face with it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I love the fact. So I spam that with Big Bang Kamehameha because it takes a long time to charge up. It's a long charge, but it does a fuck of a lot. It does almost like ultimate attack levels of damage. So I'm like, definitely worth it to do this.
Do you think they'll try to introduce Super Saiyan 4?
I hope so because Super Saiyan 4 looked amazing.
Yeah. I just like the hair like getting bigger is cool, but I like the changes that Super Saiyan 4 did to the body and like
Yeah,
to the eyes. It was just like really really cool.
I like the Super Saiyan forms because those work differently, right?
Yeah.
So the reason the hair goes blue isn't because it's still just a normal Super Saiyan transformation. He's not doing anything special. He is doing one thing different and special, which is he's using a different form of energy. He's using God Ki to
Hmm.
transform. That's why it goes blue instead of yellow. But essentially, it's the same. It's like the same transformation. It's still a level 1 Super Saiyan. He could, in theory, Goku could go Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2. And like he'd go blue hair, but the second level of blue hair. And he could do the 3 with the long hair. Super Saiyan 4 is like a physical transformation that Saiyans do. And I want them to bring back the Great Ape thing because that was cool. I loved that like rare
Yeah.
ape kind of aspect. I want that back, dude, so bad.
But he can't really do it since he lost his tail.
Yeah, but remember in GT they give him a new tail somehow.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
also they've
They
got
do.
Shenron and Magic. They could just get new tails. It's not that deep of a thing. They could just bullshit and get them back, you know?
Do you think they'd be stronger with or without the tails? Because I think I read somewhere that the tails gives them more power.
It does, but it also has a LinkedIn weakness.
Yeah, by pulling on it, they just like
If you grab it, it like weakens them.
yeah.
I think some Saiyans can like get over it, but yeah,
I
that
think
Daima is so
that might
good.
be the reason why they just like wrap their tails around their waist to make it look like a belt, which is
Yeah,
really a really cool design.
I like that they do that though. I like that there's like little bits of lore in like the way Saiyans wear their tails and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I really want more lore on Bardock because he's and Goku's mother because apparently Goku's mother like made Bardock chill the fuck out and stop being quite so homicidal.
Yeah.
And where's Raditz? Why can't they bring back Raditz? That like he's
Yeah.
genuinely Goku's brother. Like at this point, he could probably get his ass beat. But like if he came back and tried to be a dickhead, he get his
Raditz
ass
is
beat
like
by like
the
everyone.
Raditz has been treated like the most nothing fucking character. They bring back so many other like people.
It confuses me so much they don't bring
Even
him
as
back. 'Cause it's like,
cameos, they bring back them as cameos, but not Raditz. I don't. Has Raditz
uh,
ever appeared
GT.
past like?
He was in GT. He appeared in GT. There was an arc where they opened the underworld and like everyone from Hell escaped, and Frieza and Cell
So
both they escaped together, and Nappa and Raditz escaped
now,
together.
see, that's cool. That's a cool way to bring them back. But like the fact that they haven't brought back Raditz when he was such like a big important part of like the story in Dragon Ball Z is just like super fucking weird.
I never understood why they didn't bring him back. It's also because he's literally Goku's brother, and I'm like, it would be fun to have a brother dynamic for Goku where he has to like work and figure out that relationship with someone who's related to him in that way.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they brought back Raditz and just like try to turn him into a good guy like Piccolo.
Or even yeah.
I mean, it'd be really hard. I mean, but they
No, it
did it with
wouldn't.
Vegeta.
It would not be hard with Raditz because every time he try to act up, they would just bitch slap him and he'd chill the fuck out. Because he's so piss weak in comparison. Like he was weaker than like Saiyan arc. He was weaker than like the Cybermen. And I'm like, Jesus, Raditz, you're so pathetic. Goku was so weak at the beginning of that series, though. Holy shit.
Dude, I still find that so weird that Goku got beat by Raditz so easily.
And then he came back and then like kicked the shit out of everyone.
Yeah. And then he like completely fucking curb stomped the Ginyu Force on Namek.
That was still one of the funniest things. Is Raccoon trying to do this like ultimate attack and Goku's just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And it, like just bitch slapping him to bitch
So
slapping him
fucking
to
funny.
death.
It makes me wonder like how strong Frieza's forces like actually are. Because Frieza's like obviously the highest. And I think Captain Ginyu was like below Frieza, obviously.
Captain Ginyu was above Rick Dodora and what's his fucking name? He looks like a woman, but is a dude. What the fuck is his name? And he's obsessed with his beauty.
Oh, that dude. Zarbon?
Zarbon. Yeah, thank you, Zarbon. I was trying to remember Zarbon.
I only remember because of
God
Devil
damn.
Artemis.
I was trying to remember, and I was like, I could remember his face because of Devil Artemis, and I was just thinking of that sound he fucking makes whenever someone makes a stupid, like a dirty joke.
Yeah.
I was just hearing that in my head, and I'm like, what is your goddamn name?
Man.
Bruh.
So to move on to like the final part, I've been talking with AC. AC is like a big SCP fan. And
Yeah, I mean, I've done
yeah,
readings and stuff for it.
I happen to enjoy SCP as well. And since we're already doing like the Warhammer stuff, I was thinking we could branch out and do maybe like creepypasta and like SCP readings and like
I mean, that would
discussing
just
them
be
and
fun.
stuff.
I mean, I've A, made a short film on SCP-173, and B, I have I have a statue, a full-size statue of SCP-173 that sits outside my office. And I'm not kidding. I genuinely have it.
Yeah, I
sitting.
know you. I know you sent me a picture. It would be really fucking really funny if like the first SCP thing we talk about is SCP-173,
And
and
it's just vibing in the background of shot.
yeah, we just started off with like a little skit, like you getting ready to record, and it's just like it just like slowly moves behind you and just like fucking breaks your neck.
Yeah, it's just lurking there the whole time. I could probably shoot that. I can see a way to do that.
Do like a POV shot of you trying not to blink.
Yeah, it's just like
And I'm just over on like you can just hear me on your speakers like blink and you're dead, AC.
I'm like, yes, thank you, Doctor. I hadn't noticed. You know what we should also do is play Containment Breach on one of these streams.
Yeah, it'd be really fun.
That would be fun.
I was also thinking we can just do the SCP stuff and and the creepypasta
What, the
stuff, and
footstep?
just make it YouTube
Oh, you
exclusive.
mean the Super Saiyan? Yes, YouTube exclusive. Also, sorry, Lindy just reminded me of something I need to show you. That is
What?
the most deranged ad I have ever seen in my life. I think I think Lyle will know this ad. If he sees it, Lyle will know this ad. You won't, but it's one of the funniest ads I've ever seen in my life. It's also unironically really gross, but it's so funny. It's so funny. Wait,
Here,
see if you
send
can
it to me.
put it in the background of stream. I've sent it to you. Put it in the background. Let's put it in our back screen. We can show this ad. It's ancient. And Nando's, I doubt Nando's will give a shit.
Oh, a bloodhound.
Yes. Put it up so everyone can watch in our great, beautiful viewer. Lyle, if you don't recognize this, you're dead to me.
Window capture.
Either that or you're so old you've gone senile.
All right, let's Star Trek.
Trekkie! Huh. Are you watching entire Star Trek episodes?
No, it was just a little video that I was watching called Q's Lessons.
Oh.
Why isn't it not showing up? Is there another window capture that we have? Ah, there it is. Okay, let me just move that out of the way. Starting with the dog. It looks nice.
Looks
cute dog.
Nice. He looks nice, cute dog.
What? Does something happen to the dog?
No, nothing happens to the dog. The dog is fine. Trust me. The dog is not the problem here. The dog is just being a dog. Don't worry too much. It's 4x3, so you're gonna have to give it bars on the sides. It's an old.
Hold on, I was using the wrong keyboard to crop it.
He was using the wrong keyboard. I would do this. Actually, I wouldn't do. Actually, I did do this.
Oh,
no, I didn't do this. You'll see.
All right.
I didn't do it, but not for the reasons you'd think I didn't do it.
All right. Oh, wait. Making sure the audio's coming through the browser.
I don't think Google enough.
Turn it down just a little bit. Dragon Ball Z Nando's commercial.
Dragon Ball Z Nando's commercial. Let's go. Let's
has some people with a bloodhound. They're giving him a large. Oh God. They're making the dog drool and using his drool as hair gel to make him look like a Super Saiyan.
Like I said, you'd be like, this is disgusting, but this is also fucking golden hilarious.
When did this come out?
2003.
It's fucking
Get
great.
free Dragon Ball Z cards with every kid's meal. Bro, this is when the shit was... Bro, I love Nando's. All Nando's ads are this deranged. They are all this level of deranged. It's like a Portuguese...
What is Nando?
It's like a Portuguese-style chicken restaurant. Or like fast food chain in South Africa. And the UK. And I unironically love the food, but it is so deranged. It is so funny. All their ads are this level of deranged weird.
I like the text that comes up afterwards, like, it's a Dragon Ball Z thing. Like they're trying to explain it away. It's fucking great.
It's so stupid.
Thank you for that, AC. That was really funny.
Bruh.
Would you do that?
I tried when I was a kid to do that. My dog didn't drool enough.
What kind of dog did you have?
I had a Dalmatian.
Does Chewy drool a lot?
No.
Oh, so sad.
It's so sad and so funny.
But yeah, that's I think that's gonna bring it this episode of the podcast to an end.
Yeah. It's
Do you
been a
have
lot of
any
chaos talking.
did you have any closing remarks before we go ahead and end it?
You should vacate what's it called? You should Twitter, formerly also known as the worst letter in the alphabet, X. It is also you should vacate it for Blue Sky because Blue Sky is vastly superior in every possible conceivable way. It's like Twitter was back in like 2014, you know, when it was pleasant to be on and you could have a conversation and block people and you wouldn't see their shit when you blocked them and they couldn't see you and it was so nice. Although the other thing I do want to bring up that I just remembered is have you seen the latest episode of Skeleton Crew yet?
Or this no, I haven't. I was actually I was waiting for you for us like to get together and do like a.
You haven't had time yet.
Ooh. A commentary track on it.
You're gonna see some really cool shit on the Onyx, and it looks so goddamn good.
Well, it's good to know that the show is still keeping you interested. So much more than Acolyte.
I mean, it's more even than fucking Outcast or Outlaw, or whatever the fuck it's called. See, I can't even remember the name of the Ubisoft game. That's how bad it is. Ubisoft, what have you done? I know I'm playing a Ubisoft game, but I'm playing a Ubisoft game from back in the day when Ubisoft games were playable.
Yeah. Speaking of games, I messaged you the other day that I got Warhammer Fire Warrior on GOG.
Yeah,
I have it downloaded. It was an old first person shooter Warhammer game where you play as a Tau.
Yeah.
Civilian. I heard it was like
underrepresented.
I heard that it was like really really bad, but I think it would be fun if one of these next couple of days you sit on the stream and just watch me play it and just like commentate,
talk about all the lore you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's very sad though that the Tau get a game and it's bad, and then the Space Marines get a game. They get two games and they're both really good. I'm like, what is this Tau erasure? Also, Space Marines just fight Tyranids on a Necron planet, and you don't see any fucking Necrons. What the fuck? Where are my space zombies?
Maybe in Space Marine 3, whenever that fucking comes out. But speaking of Warhammer, next week is going to be another episode of the Chris Learns Warhammer.
Yeah,
AC is going to teach me about Tau, the only good faction in Warhammer.
You say only good faction. You said the only faction. They're a faction that exists.
Well, I'm sure you'll tell me tangentially.
Yeah, they're an interesting
when I
faction.
mentioned like Tau is like the only like quote unquote good ones.
Yeah, they're kind of good. Like they're not bad. They're not. We'll see. You'll see next week what I mean. They're weird. They're their own thing, and they're also suspicious in so many fucking ways. But like I said, you'll see next week when I actually talk about them.
Yeah, and keep an eye on the YouTube when we eventually do the SCP and creepypasta stuff.
That's gonna be fun.
I've been getting more into those. It'd be fun to have you narrate like a creepypasta story and try to get me fucking scared and shit. That'd be fun.
Bro, I could do that. There's a few SCP stories I could do that to you. I could do that to you with. Because SCP has some good shit.
Yeah. But until next week, we hope you have a good rest of your day today.
Excellent rest of your night if you're in South Africa. Excellent rest of whatever time of day it is, wherever you happen to be while listening to this, while we babble on in chaos. Hopefully you're entertained. Are you not entertained?
I knew you were gonna make a fucking Gladiator reference.
How could I
But
not? I set myself up, okay?
but until next week, have a good one. Bye, guys.
Johnny!